Hello there, LinkedIn family. Jonathan here from Some Talented People. And in this series, we're going to be looking at the 4 different types of thinking. And we've broken this down into common sense, logical thinking, intuitive thinking, and gut feel. So we're joined as before by Guy Danes and Dylan Solomon, and we're joined now, very pleased to welcome Vilushni Moodley to our group. And I would say to people that are watching this that you have 4 brains having this conversation, which are all divergent in the ways of thinking. We see things differently, so there should be lots of good things in this that you can take away from it. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about common sense. So Dylan, when it comes to common sense, what does that mean to you?
Well, common sense would tell you, if you're applying common sense, you are looking at stuff or with the facts. So you're going to look at things from a factual basis, use that to make your decision, and move on from there. And that's what common sense is to me, is using the facts, using common sense, using what you have to your ability, to your tools, information you've got to make decisions or move forward with any decisions or anything you need to do.
Go on, Guy.
That's the gist of what common sense is.
Yeah, what's interesting, and thanks for having this topic, Jonathan, is because as SME owners and business people, they look at all these other forms of intelligence, business intelligence and finance intelligence, and all that stuff's important. But at the end of the day, if you look at common sense, and we've heard it before, common is not very common. Common sense is not very common. So here's an example. There's a storeroom here and a storeroom here. You've got a whole lot of stuff here that you want to move to the storeroom. The owner owns both of these. He knows you want to move your stuff. Okay. He knows it's a hell of a lot of stuff to move. But he doesn't come and ask you, would you like some help to move this before I even ask for the help? Because he knows it's a hell of a lot of stuff to move. And so he says, yeah, just use that new storeroom and go for it. But he knows a hell of a lot of stuff. Then he asks me a day later, how come you haven't moved your stuff? And then he says, oh, geez, can I help you move? So have I explained it? Maybe not.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think common sense is also taken to the fact that not everybody applies the same common sense to every task or everything that they need to do. So, common sense dictates that not everybody's got the same sort of common sense or applies the same sort of common sense of how they're going to achieve a goal or achieve a task.
Well, on that very point, we now live in a post-fact world where there are alternative facts, and the polarization of even of everything, but the concept of common sense. Maybe that's something Vilushni is joining us for the first time. Vilushni is a intimacy coach, and obviously that can be on a personal relationship level, or at a business partnership level, or in acting, for example, in various scenes in movies. People want that sort of direction. So what would you add to this, Vilushni?
My add to it would be, and I would agree with both Dylan and Guy, common sense is not as common. It's all based on what your foundation of your thinking skills are, and what dictates and feeds into that. So that also comes in where you can be having a disagreement with someone and you're unable to apply common sense because what's common to you may not be common to the next person. And it's all based on that foundation that I speak about.
So from a business person's perspective, How can you navigate that?
Got to take the emotion out of it. Sorry.
Go for it, Dylan.
No, Dylan, you did right. And the listener said it's your thinking and then the emotion. And that's the difficult part, because we get frustrated because we can see something and it makes a whole lot of common sense to us, but the other person doesn't, because they're maybe a different personality style. They've got some emotion coming in it. Their thinking is not on the same track. So one can see where the confusion comes in when one says, well, that's common sense to me, but how come the other 10 people aren't picking it up? And sometimes you question yourself, maybe you should or shouldn't. So, yeah, very interesting.
Well, the thing is, from our earlier shows, both you, me, and Dylan are dyslexic, and we literally do see things that other people do not see. I've met Volishni, we're working on a project together, and she's one of the only people that can actually listen to what I say and construct a story from it. So what would you say about your thinking, Volishni?
I question that. I actually asked you the question the other day. Do you think I'm dyslexic? But I think on a serious note, with common sense as well, it's got a lot to do with socialization, how people are socialized, schools, schooling systems, etc. So it very much also leads into kind of the project that we're busy working on, and our thought process in terms of putting that together, because as we say, common sense is not that common.
All right, well, look, we're going to come back tomorrow with another look at a different type of intelligence. Thanks for your insights today, peeps, and wave goodbye to everyone. Bye. You can wave, honestly. Yeah, bye. I can remember when common sense was common sense. Not so common, it would seem, these days, or maybe it's just me. Who can say? Anyway, tomorrow we're going to be looking at logical thinking. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you then.